Jungkook. Mom, are you heading there again? Jungkook's mom. Yes, my son, I have to go. Jungkook. But mom, you don't seem well. You mentioned last night that you're not feeling good. Why are you going? Please don't go. Jungkook's mom. My love, you know I have to go. We are barely meeting ends meet. We need money for your education, right? I want you to become a good man one day, so study hard. Jungkook. Mom, you don't look okay. But if you need money, I can get a part time job. Please take care of yourself. Jungkook gives his mom a cute look. Jungkook's mom. Sweetie, I want you to focus on your studies and become a successful businessman. I want to see you happy. There's a birthday party and a lot of work that I have to do, so I can't take leave today. She takes out her apron and makes him sit. Jungkook, Mom, can I ask you something? She nods with a smile. Jungkook, I want to go with you. What would you do there? Don't you need to study? Mom, Taeyong said today is a day off from college and I will study tomorrow, please. He pleads with a cute pout. She smiles warmly and pinches his cheek. Jungkook's mom. Alright, my son, go get ready. He squeals in happiness. Thanks, mom, you are the best. In the mansion, Wine sits on the couch, giving instructions to her personal assistant over the phone about today's meeting. After ending the call, she glances towards the entrance where her eyes meet Jungkook's. Wine's point of view. I was deep in conversation with my personal assistant, discussing crucial details about today's meeting. Suddenly, my attention was captivated by a face. Mrs. Choi, our head maid, was there, but who was that strikingly boy with her? I approached them and Mrs. Choi politely bowed and greeted me. Returning the gesture, I inquired about her well being. How are you feeling now, Mrs. Choi? I'm pretty well now. Thanks for asking, ma'am. It's okay. And who's this handsome boy with you? Oh, he's my son. He was eager to come here, and since he has a day off from college, I brought him along. Is it okay, ma'am? Okay, Mrs. Choi. Mom wanted me to tell you that when you arrive, please go to the kitchen. As Mrs. Choi headed to the kitchen, Jungkook, who had been looking down, caught Hwain's attention. She thought to herself, such a well mannered boy, I like it. Hey, come with me. Jungkook looked at his mom, received a nod, and approached Hwain. Jungkook, yes, ma'am. Hwain, what's your name? John Jungkook. He stuttered and Hwain smirked. Hwain, okay, so it's John Jungkook. Hwain moved closer, leaving just an inch between them. Nice to meet you, Mr. John. Jungkook gulped and stammered, I think my mom is calling me. He hurriedly ran away. Hawaiian smiled, but soon her husband Jimin back hugged her. Jimin, love, how are you? Hawaiian rolled her eyes and reminded him not to touch her without consent. How many times should I tell you not to touch me without my consent? Jimin tried to assert his rights as Wine's husband, but she firmly rejected him. You are my wife and I have all rights on you, Wine. I never consider you as my husband, so don't you dare to touch me again." Jimin sadly looked at the floor and left. Wine went to her office and Jimin went to his. At night, it's Jimin's birthday and Wine doesn't even wish him. Jungkook helps his mom with chores and serves drinks to the guests. Wine observes him attentively while there are a lot of guests. Jimin notices Wine's lack of attention and becomes sad that his wife doesn't give him the desired acknowledgement. The party went well and it was 11:30 at night. Guests had left and Mrs. Choi and Jungkook were about to leave, but Wine stopped them. "Mrs. Choi, where are you going?" "My daughter, we are leaving. Everything is done." "Wine, you can't leave like this." Wine secretly wanted to spend some time with Jungkook. "I mean, Mrs. Choi, your health isn't good and it's late at night. You can stay here tonight, okay?" "Mrs. Choi, it's okay, daughter. We can go." "Wine, no, please. You also call me daughter and can't even listen to your daughter." Mrs. Choi smiled and Wine made them feel welcome, showing them to a room. Jungkook's point of view. "Finally, the party went well, but I'm tired now. I understand why my mom always gets sick. Ma'am, Wine is a bit flirtatious, but she's beautiful. I fell for her when I first saw her, but unfortunately, she's married. My mom told me that she's married but doesn't love her husband. Her husband loves her very much, but it was a forced marriage, that's why." His mom was sleeping, but Jungkook startled Wine. "What are you doing?" Wine whispering, "Shh, just let me." She put her lips on his, but she pulled back, confused. "But you are married. This isn't right." "Sometimes you have to forget the rules, Jungkook. I can't do this. It's not fair to your husband." While leaning in, "He doesn't understand me like you do." Jungkook, "Wine, I can't be a part of this." Wine, looking regretful. "Jungkook, please, it's complicated." "Complicated or not, I can't betray someone like that." Wine, I thought maybe you could make me feel alive again." Jungkook, "Wine, I'm sorry, but you need to find that within your marriage." Wine, "Jungkook, I want you. I need someone to talk to." Jungkook, "Talk to your husband. I can't be that person for you." Wine, "Why are you being so stubborn?" Jungkook, "It's not about being stubborn, it's about doing what's right." Wine, "What if I told you I'm considering leaving my husband?" Jungkook, "That's a decision you need to make for yourself, but it doesn't change what happened between us." The room fell silent, filled with the weight of a moment that couldn't be undone. Jungkook left, leaving Wyan alone with her conflicted thoughts.